All right, Poodle, you've been holding this in. Go ahead.
Tiffany, we told you so. Told you so, told you so, told you so. Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Fiancé.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love.
It's reality,
yes, let's love. And I'm doing the told you so dance.
When Debbie Reynolds would do that on Will and Grace.
God bless. God rest her soul.
God rest her soul. And you know what? Debbie Reynolds is looking down going,
told you
look,
so,
Carrie,
Tiffany.
That faggot was right.
Boy, that was pretty satisfying, I must say.
We don't always want to be right, but it was kind of nice to be right then.
I think.
Were you screaming when you watched this?
Yes. I think there's still something that she doesn't. She still sees herself as a victim here, and she still doesn't get it that it's all within her own potential to stop this.
Yeah, someone just needs to go into a room, the lights off. They take tape and
Clockwork Orange her.
Open her eyes where they can't shut, and they just show her like 4 hours of Brene Brown,
or show her horror. The thing is, she's not respond to that.
Gary Zukav, somebody.
She only needs to. It's not good stuff. It's negative reinforcement.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that's going to work with her. But it's only going to work a little bit because of her fucking hard-headedness. Y'all, what we're saying is Tiffany is, of course, at the end, she was back with Ronald. And how long did that last? She was there for 4 months, which, can you imagine 4 miserable months with Ronald?
Can you imagine leaving your child for 4 months?
Daniel, yeah.
Daniel in the U.S. I know he's with your mom, but still.
Again, I've given up all hope of being able to snatch her back from. No, she's lost. She's lost.
And, well, we'll get into it more.
Y'all, this is the Single Life Tell-All, Part 1, Season 3 Tell-All, Part 1, otherwise known as Gooped and Gagged.
We were all Sean Robinson. This, I mean, I'm telling you, literally, I thought she shit her pants. Just
I think someone gave Debbie some meth.
Why do you say that?
Because she was a fucking gargoyle the whole time.
She was.
They either hyped her up with something or said, Debbie, you're going to go out there. Okay, I'm going to go and get him. Everybody,
you know what I think
everybody's
it was?
Wait.
Tony was backstage, and so Pee Wee was just whispering her, "Go after him, Mom! Get him! Get him!"
I want to say, I think she's been doing them so long that she thinks she has something important to say.
That I will say, you can tell the people that are too comfortable.
She's very comfortable, and that's a problem. Yeah,
she won't be comfortable whenever her son comes on.
Nope, she won't be.
We saw in the clips.
She was a fucking gargoyle. I thought she was going to literally gnash her teeth at Josh. Does that lady come with a mute button?
I got to say, I was very angry that there was a 3-part tell-all. I don't mind it if it's going to be like this.
If it's going to be like this, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. Also, like you said, I think on another... Boy, what a difference 42 minutes makes. I'm going to say it again. It's not going to ever happen because of advertisers, but 90 Day Fiancé needs to go back to a 42-minute show.
100%. 100%.
I'd even be fine if they had 20 episodes of 42 minutes.
It's not just the length. When you do a 42-minute show, it's got a beginning, middle, and an end. And the format of this show, which is kind of documentary style, works better when there are quicker closures.
Yeah.
Instead of an hour and 25 minutes.
Because, y'all, it's always usually that fourth act in
that's when I start losing it.
Around 50 minutes in where we're just going.
That's exactly when I start losing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen your eyes glaze over.
Yeah. I start writing.
Yeah.
I think that's where the storylines start to run out too.
I agree. I agree. All right. I don't know what episode this is of The Single Life. I forgot. Is this 11, 10, 13?
12?
Whatever. It's part 1 of the tell-all. So if you're listening on our Reality Gates Plus, you're getting this 24 hours in advance. You're getting this up on Monday night. We just record it and then immediately it goes to press. And then if you're listening on the free feed, you're getting it on Tuesday night. So it's interesting. Like, people kept asking Veronica. I saw she posted on her social media and she said, y'all, I don't know what's going to happen either. They don't tell me shit.
It's all a little spectator sport-ish, these tell-alls, it turns out to be. And I think, I was kind of shocked at what was happening. It did feel a little produced to me.
A lot of beginning production.
Yeah.
We're getting more, but remember, they've been doing that in the tells anyway. They want to lean into the cast interacting with one another. Some ways I like that because Sean Robinson doesn't ask the best questions a lot of the times. But in other ways, I don't, because it doesn't then feel like in the Housewife reunion, you always feel like Andy holds the stage. Like, that's what made the Selling Sunset reunion so good, is that Tan France owned the stage.
Well, the difference is that Sean is on that stage to provide the opportunity, like, we actually care about these people's relationships working. Think about it.
That is exactly true.
And it's almost like no one tells Sean that that's not what the audience wants.
They're like, I'm not here to hope that Debbie gets dicked down by Canadian Mountie every night.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
That's her kind of perspective. It's like, we wish all of you the best. None of us wish any of these fuckers the best.
Well, Veronica.
Yeah, I guess. I do. No, I do. I do wish Veronica the best. I shouldn't say that. You know what I wish Veronica would?
What?
I want Veronica to get all the dick she can. That's what I want.
Have yourself a dicky little Christmas.
But what I'm saying is, everything about this show means like second chances. You can find love, and this idea of, because you won't be happy until you're with somebody.
Well, but
don't forget that.
That is the way the show works.
I know, but I
kind
think,
of our society.
I know, I agree.
Yeah,
but it's just like,
I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know.
But this show's extra desperate because they've got they've got they've got Gremlins 2, the new batch on this season. All the complete unacceptables. Like, who can't make anything work.
It's true.
I mean, fucking Caesar's on this season, for God's sakes. Tania? No one can be with Tania.
They can't. You need to turn on timing.
I know.
You're going off.
Well, it is. Just in this moment, I realize it is the setup of this show and the way the expectations of the show what they're trying to show us is never what happens.
But but that's like Tiffany. You got to let that go.
Yeah.
It ain't going to happen.
No, I agree.
Did you see where actual 90 Day Fiance was just trolling Caesar, just showing every time they showed the backstage of Caesar, he would go, hi.
Yes, I told you about that.
You did?
Yesterday.
Oh, you did, yeah. I didn't know what you were talking about, and I just went, uh-huh.
I love it when I
didn't know, because then if I said I didn't know, then you would have been like, you didn't see that? And I just was trying to move things along.
Okay. So it's
You've
better.
never done that to me?
I don't know half of what you throw at me. I assume it's just ravings.
That's fair.
And we never really get back around to it.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Y'all, come see us live December 3rd at Kate Casey's show at the Improv. You can go to our Linktree link. We're going to be guesting on her show. We should ask her what we're going to talk about, but we're excited about that. Well, I mean, like, I know she might have other guests.
Figure it out.
But we're just taking an Uber.
Yeah, I'm going to get blasted.
Yeah, I might get, y'all. The holiday season is upon us. Y'all, we talked about, we've got some special collabs coming up. We've got our Cray Cray collab coming up. We've got our Crappens collab coming up.
Can we announce that?
We already did.
Did we officially announce the Crappens, what it was?
We haven't announced the show yet.
Okay.
We got to talk to them and see how they want to do that. But we have decided
that's a good
on
idea.
something. But we with them. But also, we have another collab that we're doing this week with Meredith and Jack, and that's going to be
Constant Reality Check.
Constant Reality.
You already
Check.
Forgot the name of the show, didn't you?
No, I wanted to. I started to say Meredith Constant Reality Check because that's her name. But but I did forget what show are we redo. We talked about it.
Not Fine Love Live. Love Beyond Borders.
Love Beyond Borders.
Or Love Without Borders.
Love Without the new Bravo show,
Yes.
which looks like a 90 Day Fiance ripoff, but kind of more highbrow.
It is, but they match people overseas.
So we're going to be the
Combination of like Married at First Sight and 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, the episode airs on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
And I think we're going to do that episode.
Yes.
So, but we don't know when that's going to air, but that's going to be coming. And then we still have, I'm emailing scheduling now with, I've had it with Jennifer Welch and Pumps from Sweet Home, Oklahoma.
Sweet Home, Oklahoma.
That's going to be coming in. And I think that's it for our collabs because we don't really have any more time after that.
That's
luckily. True. But doesn't it feel grateful to have friends? Because
you gotta have friends.
Boy, you took that high.
Well, you started, and then you kind of messed up a couple pitches.
You took that so high. How high was that?
I'm not sure. I don't even know anymore. I don't know where my range ends. Because you gotta have friends. I'm just shouting. Chris Cornell, before he died, God rest his, one of the greatest rock singers we had from the late 80s and 90s and 2000s, said, yeah, sometimes when I would just scream and another note would be there. And then I'd scream and another note would be there. He's like, okay, I guess this is how things are going to be.
That's Poods.
And drugs took him, sadly.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to you.
Yep. No, I don't do drugs anymore.
You don't do drugs anymore, yeah. That's good.
Y'all, drugs are a young man's game.
I'm glad.
Don't start. If you're over 40, it is too late to start doing drugs.
I think 30, really. I think if you're over 30.
Early 30s, you can start.
I'm going to say 30. I'm going to say, and there's also nothing wrong with not doing drugs.
That's
y'all.
true.
The reality gaze does not take
You
a
could start
stance.
smoking weed after 40.
That's fine. I did.
But not hard drugs.
No,
Yeah, don't. Trust me, cocaine is not a drug you want to start doing in your 40s.
It's not. I think. I don't know. Never done it.
Oh.
All right. I think that's it for all of our announcements.
What?
I just making up a fun word.
Fun
I'm
to
feeling
who?
festive. Your tree puts me in the mood. It's getting the holiday. We're doing these fun collabs with our friends. I'm getting excited.
So you make up words?
Yeah.
All right. So do we talk about anything happens in this kind of preamble?
Natalie looks so much better without that eye makeup on.
I agree.
She looked gorgeous.
I think her hair looks good.
Yes.
Even.
It's good extensions. She's got extensions in there.
But like it's normally like I've never seen her come up with a passable look.
Yes, that's true.
Everything feels like it's too much.
Yeah.
The makeup's good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even mind the like fake color light blue Cinderella dress she's got on.
No, you know what Natalie's makeup always looks like? She always looks like the person in community theater who always is too extra with their makeup.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Like you always wanted to be.
No, I didn't do too much. Maybe I had one. I did put on a lot of makeup when I was rubber face and Showboat, but that was in 7th grade. I grew out of it.
Okay, good. Even in 7th grade, you put on a lot of makeup?
That was my first Ardmore Little Theater community show right there on Showboat. Cotton Blossom.
Just to clarify, how big was this house?
Oh. 160? Oh, but I was in full beat.
You know the concept of stage makeup, just so we're aware.
Yes,
what is it?
Jeff Gelona even told me that you can put the red dots in the corners of your eyes and it brings your eyes out. Little tricks. Theater tricks.
160 does not need stage makeup.
Well, I wanted to be seen and expressive.
This is not a 3,000-seat house.
Just because stage makeup is to define features so then people in the back can see. Well, I wanted to make sure that people that came from Ardmore Methodist that sat in the back could see me.
Again, they were 50 feet away from you.
You know what? The Goddard Center, you could lose yourself in there.
160 people.
Oh, I could weep, reminiscent joy just thinking about the smell of that theater.
Wow.
Oh, magic. I remember Vicky Gelona looked right at me.
Mothballs and dandruff?
Yes. Vicky Gelona, yes. And art supplies because it was right by the Goddard Gallery where they did painting lessons.
Gotcha.
I remember Vicky Gelona looked at me. She said, uh-oh, he's got the bug.
And later on, you got the actual bug.
Yeah, and then later on, I got,
Yeah.
I did say it was funny watching Veronica. It's like Veronica didn't realize, oh, wait.
People are going to come for me.
I'm the one in the hot seat. And Tim's just like,
I don't like 5 of these.
Whatever.
This is like fine.
This is great.
I'm your boy Tim.
Hey, I'm keeping it cheesy.
We had a lot of people reach out to us about Tim's pants.
Oh my God.
And the closest thing
looks, yeah.
I can say, we talked about it with Caitlin, our social media person, is the Lady Gaga meat dress.
The Lady Gaga. I just want to say, Caitlin, our social media person, couldn't stop talking about them. She couldn't get over them.
It almost looked like it was gauze that had been dyed.
I think maybe it was an ad, and he was trying to have his legs look like Cheetos. He's on brand.
I will say,
he was the cheesiest.
I could not process these pants. It was a color that doesn't really exist.
I will say, his eyeliner was more subtle and appropriate than Natalie's.
I agree.
Tim, can you just do Natalie's makeup, please?
I think everyone looked good except for Tania, and I just didn't understand the dress.
I forgot she was there.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of her in
It was this kind of jewel tone dress that didn't have a lot of shape to it.
I don't even remember. You're recalling this, and I mean, you could say that the ghost of Queen Elizabeth was there, and I would remember that easier.
And her hair didn't have that scrunch spray look to it, like sometimes it does.
Yeah.
But the dress didn't do anything for me. Debbie looked like she always does, y'all, in that kind of like jewel tone color.
She looked fine. She looked fine. Caesar looked Caesar.
I'm glad they did not let him wear a top hat.
No, I'm glad of that. Sean looked nice.
She did, like in yellow.
Yeah, she looked. That's a good color for her.
Veronica looked nice in green.
Veronica looked pretty. Who else? I agree. Natalie's dress didn't look like a nightie.
That's true.
Josh looked good.
I'm glad he had the tats out.
Oh.
Yeah. He got a little kick, just for the opportunity.
Oh, do you think he did?
Yeah, I think it got a little.
Good for him.
Got a little pump, tweak in the facey.
Little bow.
Yeah.
Little
bow for the Moes.
Not mad at it.
But
y'all, if you're gonna get your holiday Botox, get it now.
It's too late
because it takes 2 weeks. So you gotta, so it'll pop in before Santa comes.
A couple of things, just some looks. We do hear that Tiffany said it's been 4 months in South Africa, and she said, and it's exhausting. And I wrote down, I knew it.
I knew it. Caesar arrives, y'all. Recent breakup, shocker. Actually,
no. I want to say you thought they might make it.
I thought she was something, but something happened because I did think they were making it because I thought Alona. I thought she was valedictorian of the Ogle Poodle Sky. And the only reason I can figure out that she broke up with Caesar is because she found out he had no money.
Maybe. I think she did it just for the show. It wasn't even Poodleskaya school. I think she did it just for the show.
Possibly.
Yeah. But he's dating someone new.
We're going to find out about that.
But it was this weird thing that they were all like saying, I've got some candy, but I'm not going to tell it now.
Meanwhile, Veronica's dry heaving.
Even before that, though,
Tania said, I've been busy.
Guess what? Tania's been traveling.
Is that a Bevmo sack?
Yes.
Oh.
I ordered alcohol last night.
Had our old friend delivered, did we?
Yeah, because I didn't have anything the whole weekend. Because I drank everything.
Well, I hope you would have.
So, we hear that Caesar basically is just doing Tania's nails, right there.
I thought that was sweet. He just did her nails and did her
weird.
I thought it was sweet. What? That's what if you were there and you were in the back room.
Did you think it was?
No, hear me out. If you were in the back room and someone said, we got hammering going on, y'all. Y'all, there's so much construction at Poodle's apartment, but then there's also construction at my apartment. So we're begging.
I don't know what's going to happen.
But if you walked in and someone said, I'm having a little trouble talking today. It's like my voice isn't there. You would immediately go, just do this, Tania. No. You would. And it would be a video clip of you just going,
absolutely not, because I'm paid to do that.
You would know. You would do it.
No,
you're too much of a helper.
I think this is
you would have done it.
No, I think this is too strange, and especially when he said, "I can do Brazilians too." I'm like,
no,
okay.
He meant Brazilian nails.
No, he didn't, honey.
Yes, he did.
He joked and said, "I can do Brazilian waxes too." He said waxes.
Oh, I didn't hear wax. That's gross, Caesar.
I'm glad we got around to it.
It was still nice when he was painting his nails. And I still stand by, you would give someone a voice lesson on TV, and us sissies are going to support me on this one.
I might fix it, but I would do it.
Fixing, you couldn't help it.
I can't fix someone's voice who's not really doing well. I would need... Anyway. We did hear that Natalie is there. Natalie's acting off, y'all. Offer than she normally does, and that's saying something.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know if she's terrified of being confronted by... I think a lot of things are happening. I think morally, Natalie thinks that what she did was wrong.
Well, she acted a little weird, but I want to say she acts more weird when the producer said, hey, I just want to let you know that Josh and Mike both will be here today. But that's when she kind of spun.
But
Did you think it was before?
Even before that was when she went into like panic mode.
Oh, she almost yelled, "Drive, Tara, drive!"
Because I
she
think
wanted to get out of there.
Because of her beliefs, I think what she did, being a married woman in a way, is okay for her, which in America's not seeing it. But when they could judge her morally, is when she started to worry. Like she filmed a show and she's like, oh, wait, people have to see that.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first time, you guys, we realize she thinks she can't play the victim. Because we watched her kind of... I think she got over her skis.
I disagree with you there. I think she's too much of a... I think she's too much of a borderline person that she feels like she can always play the victim. I don't know if that went away. Because I think she ended up doing that in this episode.
Yeah.
Like when she walked away and all that.
But
I do think she's having a moral conundrum.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wait, I didn't think this through.
This was hard to watch.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it. Hard to watch how?
I think
like
it's
hard to eat 2 hot dogs.
I know, but it's because it's mental illness. Like, yeah.
I should feel bad, but I don't because Natalie knows what she's done.
I'm saying it's not as funny because I can actually see her. I can see her emotionally shut down, and when she goes, I don't know. It's that's she thinks she's unsafe when that behavior happens for her.
I guess I don't feel bad for her because she's not unsafe. but she thinks she is. That you're
it's all
totally
in
right.
her
She's
her
all
mind.
in her head.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Y'all, they talk a little bit about fucking. Tania had sex. Debbie's like, I'm good. And Pee Wee's like, yeah, he even fucked me too.
I don't know how that would work. But Josh fucked. This is the thing. Natalie admits she slept with Josh last night.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
But I'm saying that's where things. I think she's just spiraling.
Well, even Tania says in the moment to the camera, she's like, Natalie, please get some therapy. And again, I wrote, God, she's so good when she talks about other people, just not herself. But Tiffany says, yeah.
She's fucking weird.
She's like, she says things wrong. She's a sweet girl, but she's fucking weird. That's how we all feel, Tiffany. That's the deal. Like, God.
She's not a sweet girl, though.
If I didn't have
Natalie's
to talk
not
about Tiffany's life, I would love hanging out with her. I bet she's fun to hang out with. But I just wouldn't let her talk about her life. She would go like, and then I'm like,
No, here's the thing, sweetie. She's a sham.
Yeah, she is.
Everything you're seeing, everything that we've seen from day one of her strong woman persona, is a sham.
It's a sham.
And that's why if you're still a Tiffany stan, first of all, where have you been?
I don't think so. There's not a lot of people out there.
You need to. I think we kind of were before this season. I didn't think I wasn't a fan, but I still felt like there was a person in there who could wake up.
I think I'm the one first that called her a bad mother.
Yeah.
You followed suit quickly, but we did come for her when we saw her go over to South Africa and take her child and get pregnant and have another baby.
We called her sensible, though, in a way, but she's just not.
She's just not.
She's a fake.
Well, she's not. Y'all, the tell-all begins. So we get a little bit of Veronica. Tim comes out with his pink, red, whatever pants. And so, although Veronica comes out and Tim comes out, but then we talk a little bit about Natalie. So, y'all, I think we're going to have to do this tell-all in chron order.
Yeah.
Because it was just kind of all over the place, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. The first question is, Natalie from Sean, are you and Mike over? And
I couldn't say that.
I'm
lost. I'm lost, Sean. Sean, I'm like deer in woods.
And she
I'm
basically
looking for
says,
tree.
What should I do?
What should I do?
She's asking the cast, you guys. This is why I think, I don't know if this is an act but it's an act that is just, it's like almost like she has no other options left.
Well, it is. She will not. I think a part of, you said a morality issue, and the more I think about it, I don't know if it's a morality thing. I think she realizes, I don't think morality isn't saying that she feels bad about what she did. I don't think she does. I think she realizes, though, she did something wrong.
I think,
quote, perceivably wrong, like you were saying. You said that.
She
like
did something, she thinks people can judge her.
Yeah. She did something that's going to be perceived as wrong, and so she's like, how do I not take responsibility?
That I agree with. And she's like, is it going to be Josh? Where's Josh? She's like, good question. She's like, maybe you help me. And immediately it's like Yakov Smirnoff comedy hour.
Yeah, it does.
That she thinks she's the comedian of the show.
Then they all basically say they have something new, blah, blah, blah. And then we kind of really jig into Natalie because Josh comes out. Natalie is in Florida. She's thinking about moving to Los Angeles.
Y'all, she's going to be at like the fucking Ivy
if
all the time.
If I see Natalie,
I'm talking to modeling agents.
You know what? This is what I want to manifest. I want to be at a commercial audition where I have to do a scene with Natalie.
I'm going to say this now. This city would eat her alive.
It would eat her alive, and it would also support her crazy.
It would,
and
that's the most dangerous thing.
Los Angeles is a city.
We'll accept you're crazy.
That will narcissist can find a place to not thrive. Well, I would say sometimes thrive here.
It all depends on how well you can sell your bullshit.
Yeah.
But y'all, I think she probably could get a job here. She'd probably do background. Can you imagine how well she'd do background?
Ironically,
unless she'd talk to people.
Ironically, what she would have a problem with, Natalie is very pretty.
Pulling focus.
And she is not, though, what right now. She's not what Hollywood beauty standards.
That
want
is
at
true.
all. So that actually would be harder for her. I actually think like her job of being a model and things like that are better for her probably in Florida.
Yeah, I think L.A. is not the place, but I'm saying we would take her with open arms. I would anyway.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. She would go to the Ivy or what's that Sofitel on La Cienega? Yeah.
Right there. He basically it's just like, I want to hear what Josh says, and so Josh comes out looking
even
good.
though Sean is asking her the questions.
Right.
Yeah, y'all. Josh looks. God, this man could dick me down.
Yeah. He's
like
hot.
One of those long sessions, where I'm like laying in the bed and I'm just breathing heavy, and then he gets up and showers, and I couldn't get up because my legs are shaking. He says, "Baby, you look good enough to eat again," and then he just jumps on top of me and ravishes me.
Someone says, "Baby, you look good enough to eat again."
Yeah, and I go.
We need to move on. That's gross.
Well, I'm just talking like you talk.
No, when I do, it's cute.
Sure.
Also, mine's just a little more inventive. Jesus.
Yeah.
When have you seen anything since Skinamax?
Real
99?
Real inventive.
Anyway, I wrote down that as soon as Josh comes out, Natalie has this weird, maybe it's manufactured, this weird PTSD response.
I mean, she does that thing where she takes her head down, she looks her eyes up, she bats her eyes, and she kind of swivels back and forth
and she won't,
like she becomes a little girl.
She won't look at him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not about Josh. It's about a PTSD response from earlier in her life.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because she did not have that with Mike, because in a weird way she trusts Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does not trust Josh.
She does not. And it's interesting. Debbie immediately goes in and because Sean says, how do you feel about moving to L.A.? And Veronica even said, do you have a place in L.A.? And he does.
Why would you stay in a hotel if you got a place in Los Angeles? Here?
Debbie, this is what you don't understand, Debbie.
This is filming basics, Debbie Gargoyle. Shut up.
Yeah, this whole plot thing of her trying to make a plot point of this, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
These are filming basics. Of course he stayed at a hotel.
Josh lives in Van Nuys. He doesn't want to take anyone to that apartment.
It looks like cardboard boxes stacked together.
It's not because he's broke. It's because
that's what everyone could afford.
That's what we would do.
Yes.
You don't live. If I had a gentleman caller coming here for to stay, I would get I would do it. Let's do a staycation,
right?
And I would have. They would never see the inside of my apartment.
If you have already a home somewhere else, there's no way you can afford a nice apartment in Hollywood.
No.
Yeah, this is all stupid.
Or it's in some place in Koreatown that he doesn't want to take. Look, people don't see the inside of your apartment in Los Angeles until at least there's an engagement ring or you've seen their 401k.
Exactly. Here. I prefer to blindfold them.
Yes.
So they can't find their way
back.
Tell
them it's a game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gerald's Game. The Stephen King novel about all S&M. Never mind. No, honey, that was a movie last year. It was very popular on Netflix.
I don't remember it.
You don't remember shit.
Fair.
Lord. So
it's also a scary movie. I don't want to see that.
It's not.
Stephen King. It's scary.
So again, Sean's saying, "What's the status of the relationship?" And he says, or maybe she says,
"You don't want to admit that she's your girlfriend." That's it, Josh.
What is this? Why does she go so far in with this?
This is the problem when people are too comfortable. They see a plot point and they went, "Oh, I'm going to drive I'm going to get screen time." Is what this becomes. And this is where tell-alls become stupid, because then And this is where Sean Robinson needs to take more control as a host. But yet, it's really interesting the way they produce these shows. We pretty much know. We haven't heard this, but we pretty much get the little bit that we know. In no way does Matt Sharp Productions or TLC want these people to become reality stars.
No.
Yet, they give them carte blanche on these fucking tell-alls. Instead of establishing, it's like they also don't want Sean to be the face of 90 Day Fiancé as well. They want this to be a nameless like thing where they can plug and play people. And the problem with that in a tell-all is you feel like no one is holding the room.
They want chaos.
They want
but
You
chaos.
can do that. We don't feel like Selling Sunset is Tan France's show.
No.
But it makes for like a Love is Blind type of messy reunion.
And it makes it so that no one feels, weirdly, it means that no one feels safe to talk for long enough because they need to interrupt.
Because a host provides the safety.
Yeah, it's like a shark cage.
Where is Erica Hill?
I know. Someone call Erica Hill. It's like a feeding frenzy of sharks. You need.
I don't blame Sean for this. I actually don't blame. I blame production.
Tania's over there trying to say something. Veronica's trying to get a word in. Mm-hmm. Everyone's trying to say something.
Use whatever metaphor. Dogs fighting over meat. Twinks fighting over a top. Same thing. Ravenous.
Twinks fighting over a bottle of poppers. Who's going to get it?
Oh, boy. I saw one queen lose an eye in Mickey's.
So, and then he says, is Natalie your girlfriend? And he's like, well, she's still married. And he won't answer if he's the girlfriend. She still says nothing. And they do this weird thing of like schoolyard. Well, Josh, is she your girlfriend?
Well, and Tim interjects and says, well, you want to figure out, you don't know if she's done with Mike or not.
Right.
You're trying to figure that out. And Josh says,
a good thing to say.
Yeah. He said, I'm not asking you to get a divorce. And Tim's like, so you feel like you're a backup. Mm-hmm. And Josh is like, yeah. And then Natalie goes, it's clear to me that I'm not his girlfriend and I have no one there for me.
Victim. Yep. And yeah, she said, I will never divorce a guy who's there for me.
But the thing is, Sean then says, are you in a relationship? And Tiffany says, are you in love with him, Natalie? Natalie doesn't answer the questions either.
Yeah.
So why does she expect Josh to answer them?
That's why I wrote this down. I said, because Josh is speaking, he's the one getting yelled at.
Yeah, but when they tried to, Tim said, you've got to choose, Natalie. What does Natalie do? She gets up and she walks away. And y'all, we're going to talk about when she comes back after this commercial.
Can you talk? What is there for me? Empty space?
Empty space as empty boyfriends. I am in the food once more.
My friends out there, they're near me.
Oh, Natalie.
And she says, this is the thing. It's a reason to what she does. This next part of her segment is she uses this way because she sees them. She's an amazing survivor. She sees them as all kind of attacking Josh, and she basically says, Mike is a part of my life. We talk. And so you realize,
you say survivor, I say opportunist.
Yes, but I
see what
they're very similar.
I think they could be very, yeah.
Opportunists, though, usually are a place of where they're in a safe place. Mm-hmm. Survivors aren't. They're scraping to survive, but it's basically the same thing.
I guess, yeah. I don't have that emotional memory or I don't have that inclination with our opportunists, but yeah. But she totally jumps onto it just because everybody else is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when they say you have to pick, and she leaves, and then y'all, when she gets back, she says, Josh basically says, so just so you guys know, if she leaves.
Well, while she's gone.
She's like, so what you guys know, what you guys are getting, that's what I got. And that's the most real thing that is said in this tell-all.
Every time he tried to pin her down, she like freaked out. And Josh says...
And that was what was shown on camera.
That's what was shown on camera. And then Josh starts talking about how she messaged my coworkers before and with her, because she has... And you know what? I have to say, as Josh talked about Natalie this entire tell-all, he never went for her identity. He never called her crazy.
Nope.
He never said she was insecure. He said that she had insecurities.
Right.
He really, this guy is, and you can look at that as a good thing, or you can look at it, if you're not a Josh fan, that he knows what he's doing.
Right.
But,
so she comes back.
yeah, he said you can't do that again. You can't send things to a female employee.
She actually denies it first. She goes, why would I do that?
Yeah,
and she kind of looks around like Mango. What would I do? Ooh, I'm not Mango. I'm lovely. Everyone loves me.
I did not do that. And then she said...
She denies it.
She said something about they weren't happy about it. Instagram. I was confused.
Here's what the woman who worked for him said. She had better options than I did. Or I had better options than she did. Basically calling her, she said, she basically said that.
Well, Natalie said, she posts a picture after I have 4 tequila, so I say, fuck this.
She said, Josh posted a picture of her and basically, or Natalie said the woman's insinuated that she was drunk. Okay. Again, that's this moral issue. That people are going to see it and judge her. And she goes, it was very offensive. She called me ugly. I wonder if that's what happened.
Y'all, if there's somebody you don't believe, it's Natalie. But Debbie jumps on and goes, well, what? Pee-wee goes, get her, Mom, get her.
She just, y'all, the gargoyle, her face just transforms, just goes back into a sneer. Because this is the thing. You're exactly right. Debbie has been at too many of these, and she's too comfortable. It's the same thing with Angela. They're now too comfortable at these tell-alls.
You're not the host.
And they got good feedback when, like, Debbie went in on Ed.
I'll guarantee you the producers encouraged them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Encourage them.
Especially someone like Debbie, who, when she's weirdly, from what we've heard, we've heard this from other people, Debbie's one of the nicest people
to the other cast
members. Very so it all feels a little,
unless you're Larissa. Unless you're Larissa.
Yeah. But I think it's okay because for Debbie, if you're in her club, you're fine.
Well, talk about an opportunist.
Yeah, definitely. So she's basically saying she's like, we've been dating for a year now, and she basically says, and I don't know if this is Natalie or Josh, you don't give a fuck how I feel. I think it's Natalie.
Well, Sean asked the question. She said, the question is, you're using the excuse that she's married Josh.
Right.
But
Mike.
That she's married to Mike, but Josh, is that you?
Right.
And Josh does kind of hem-haw about the question and say, well, we've been dating for a while. And then that's where Natalie says, you don't give a fuck of how I feel.
But they show a clip of Natalie say, if Mike texts me back, I will tell Josh it's over. And Josh starts crying. On camera.
Yeah.
And either he's a really good actor, y'all, or that hit him emotionally.
Yeah.
And
Natalie's crying too.
Yeah.
She looked mortified.
This is one of those safety things where she's a frightened animal.
She's just kind of looking down at the ground. And Josh says, basically, he's like, I think she needs to figure out what she wants to do with her life. And they break. And they go backstage.
Producer asks, how are you feeling, Josh? And he's like, angry.
I don't like the one with the red hair.
I'm even more confused. That one with the red hair.
Just wait till you get a load of me.
I want to kill him, Mom.
Let's kill him, Mom.
Pee-wee, we're going to have time for the tattoo guy later.
Yeah.
So let's move on to Veronica. And y'all, it is Justin is here.
Fuck boys back. Fuck boy, fuck
And
boy,
Tim
fuck
said,
boy's back.
Tim basically was said, you were trying to sleep with him first night, and Veronica's like, I was not. And she's like, you tried to sleep with me the first night. She's like, that is true.
Y'all, because she's one of us.
She's a dick pig.
Yeah.
And then Justin basically says, you should. Justin basically is coming for the same way, that kind of transphobic way, or even homophobic way that Jesse comes for Tim, like the same thing. You look prettier than Veronica.
Yeah.
Just throw him into the basket of deplorables too.
Yeah.
Let's just throw him on the burn pile.
Yeah, I think Justin's in there. I mean, because he did fuck her, and then the next morning say, guess what? I'm moving to Florida.
Not the next morning, like a couple weeks later.
No, it was the next morning.
Oh, I thought that was later. He did say, I may be moving to Florida.
Oh, maybe that's it.
And he broke up with her later. But he kind of ghosted her.
Kind of, yeah. And he...
Tim
so
calls
Sean
him a
asked
fuckboy.
that. She's like, why did you wait till after you slept with her to tell her? And Natalie's just fuming. And Debbie's, all the women are like, this book, yeah, Mom. And Pee-wee's over there saying, let's kill him, Mom. Kill him.
Pee-wee's bloodlust knows no bounds.
No bounds.
I think it's interesting when, y'all, Veronica's just like us, like a normal person. When she's watching herself, she's like, oh my God, it's like softcore porn.
Oh, yeah. She's so uncomfortable.
And y'all, this was filmed before the show aired. A lot of it. Probably like week 2 or week 3. So they haven't seen a lot of this.
They haven't seen a lot of this. And so Justin tries to deny and say, I'm not a fuckboy.
Right.
And he's like,
Deb's over there just a grub.
And Sean, he's like, I'm not a fuckboy. I did not waste her time. And then Sean Robinson, this was a good moment for Sean. She said, well, I think she does. I feel like she thinks her time was wasted. And she kind of used that. Sean was like, yeah, that's the final word on that. You wasted her time. And then she said, well, that's all the time we have for you, Tim. and then Justin. And she said, Tim, final words. And Tim's like, have a good one, man. Wish you luck.
Have a good one, brother.
Eat your Cheetos.
And Tandia's like, he was good looking.
And Veronica's like, he was. You know, that was code for like Tina was saying, that was good dick, wasn't it? And Veronica's like,
girl, it was.
It was.
He is a nice dick. I can tell you Justin's got a nice dick. Yep.
What are you doing tonight later? I think that construction wound you up today.
It did. And you have a picture of that you gave me, which is just filth.
Y'all,
absolute filth.
You're going to see it on our holiday special on December 12th. No, 11th.
I just need to say it's a perverted version of King Triton and Prince Eric in a holiday theme.
It's a very gay perverted, and I got it because it's disgusting. But y'all, we all wanted to pinch King Triton's big nipples. Don't tell me that wasn't part of your sexual awakening.
In the picture we're seeing, though, there are white pubes sticking out of King Triton's pants.
Well, he's Dirty Santa.
I got that.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you for explaining that to me.
Well, Santa has a beard. You know, there, up there, and down there. Y'all, it's absolutely disgusting. You're going to see it at the live show. Get ready.
Just filth.
I bought it in Bryant Park when I was in New York. You're going to be in New York. We're going to get a very special Broadway corner when we come back.
I will, but I'll make sure to talk about that this is a recap of shows that I saw, and it won't include nonsense like yours did.
I'm not David. Did you see that Nicole Kidman gave $100,000 to...
I saw that. Broadway Cares Sacrifice AIDS.
That was sweet. Yeah. At the Music Man show.
She paid for it. Well, she didn't give it away. She paid for his hat.
She paid for his hat.
So she might as well have given it away.
Yeah.
Unless she keeps his hat in her house and just wears it occasionally.
She'll probably give him the hat back. Why does she want a hat?
I'm sorry. If I pay $100,000 for something, I'm keeping the hat. Well, you better bet I am.
Maybe they live near each other that he can come visit it. I don't know.
There are like 1,000 hats.
Good for Nicole Kidman, though. We still got to love her.
I'm sorry. I have a problem with this. If you pay $100,000, You keep the hat.
It's not about the thing. It's about the thought.
No, you keep the hat. And say, that's Hugh Jackman's hat.
That's your...
I wear it
Sondheim
occasionally.
wrote a hat on a hat, and Poodle's memoir will be, you keep the hat.
You keep that fucking hat. If I pay $100,000...
Oh, God.
I need to move on.
Your cheapness knows no bounds.
It's Tiffany.
Boy.
I just... so, she's like, Carly's so big. Daniel's like almost... a teenager now.
No one cares about this. Let's bring on Ronald.
Right.
They bring him on
Now,
very quickly.
They do because...
It's a 42-minute show. We don't have an hour and a half to talk about bullshit.
Tiffany's whole demeanor changes.
Oh, as it always does.
When Ronald comes on.
Her favorite position, she won't admit this, her position of power. We all have our own position of power. It's like, what's your position of power?
Tied up on a stake.
Her position of power is to be the victim and to fight and to be the justice warrior.
While you are burning on a stake, when the apostates have burned you,
she thinks of herself as Joan of Arc.
Yeah, she is just sitting there being burned on a cross, y'all, and she's just shouting at everyone who did it, and most of them Ronald. With his big old potato head.
Ugh. And so Ronald's sitting there with his arms crossed, so you already know he's pissed.
We do find out, when was the last time you spoke? He said, today. So y'all, I get you have to co-parent the kids. She just doesn't have any fucking boundaries when it comes to him. And it's so fucking irritating.
She doesn't. Now, we find out that, though, he was the one that dated first.
Yes.
It wasn't Tiffany.
She
found out on social media
that he basically had a girlfriend online.
Yeah, I miss Danielle when I said that. Wouldn't you like to see Danielle just a little bit?
She's still on social media.
Not Mohammed, but I'd like to see Danielle.
I kind of miss her on the Single Life this
I do
season.
too. I hope she comes back with the Witch Angel.
And her friends who want to cut off her head.
Yeah.
Because she still hasn't orgasmed. No one's been able to do it yet.
One day they're going to think a volcanic eruption in Ohio, and it's just Danielle climaxing.
And their warlock overlord will come back. They have to cut off her head while she does it.
Okay, so, they have to do that.
Yeah, because the blood of an idiot has to water the ground.
It will be fertile then. It will be fertile.
The blood of an idiot waters the ground who orgasms for the first time ever, and it brings back Adrian Mordred or whatever the name of their person is.
Wow.
In my idea.
Ronald's like, you know what? I don't want to open wounds. I don't want to talk about things that I heard her.
Because it hurts her. And I went, how convenient.
How convenient.
God, he's repulsive.
He's such a fucking monster. And I'm so glad that we didn't fall into that. You know, Carl, look how sweet Ronald fixed the apartment.
We did once, in his earlier seasons, we thought he might be hot.
Yeah, we did, because we said he had a nice dick.
I don't know if
you said he did.
Maybe. I still think
I just imagine it's just another potato.
He's top 5 for just one of the most grossest men ever. He's just up there.
Again, as Sissy said, that bus is going to become a duck tour.
Yeah, we need to get the duck bus.
It's going to be a duck boat. Like in Boston, it's just going to go all across the Atlantic Ocean.
And I'll walk by him and play casino music, and he'll just
he'll go. Ding, 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 ding,
exactly,
and
slot machines.
He'll just and he'll just float out, never to be seen again.
I'll bury him with a roulette wheel,
and then
in his mother's fridge.
Uterus will end him first. Actually,
yeah, good.
So
everyone do him a favor, and he's not around.
And Ronald said, well, we're in a place just trying to fix what I messed up. And Tiffany said,
we're in a place. So I messed up, and she went to, we fucked everything up. And turns out, he was getting money from the ex-girlfriend of course he was.
Of course he was. And Tiffany says, which I probably agree with her, but at the same time I can't. Because she says, I went there and did nothing wrong. And I wanted to say, Well,
You never do, honey.
that's what you did wrong, honey,
Exactly.
is you went
You're
there.
in action.
That's what you did wrong. You're
doing wrong is trusting him at all.
Yes, exactly.
I-
And she said, y'all, 3 days after she was there is when she found out he was still getting money from the ex-girlfriend and still talking to her.
I'm going to say this now.
And Rhonda goes, oh, we're going to go here.
I'm going to say this now. I don't want anyone to keep a child away from their parents if the child's not in danger. This is a situation where you need to. For your own sanity.
I do think that
this is too dangerous of a person.
Ronald has a lot of toning and work to do before he can be allowed to see his children. Because would you feel safe leaving? I said
Absolutely
this last time,
not.
I would never leave Carly with him unattended.
Carly.
And they didn't say this on the show, but I could tell from Daniel's already written him off.
Yeah.
And either Tiffany's facilitated that or Daniel already knows he's a loser. He doesn't think of him as dad anymore.
Yeah, I agree. But this is where I have to go with it. Because I think it's the only way to keep yourself safe.
I think it's time. I think it is time. If she doesn't listen to us.
No.
But the only thing, because I think that's what, more than anything, because Tiffany has her own issues with her father.
Exactly.
Which they mended, but
Which
still.
they played out, but they mended it. But in true Tiffany fashion, not everything was really talked about. And
she has her own. Daniel's going to have issues with his biological father who was killed.
Yes.
But still issues. So I know Tiffany wants to a part of her wants to break the cycle and say it's different. What if sometimes breaking the cycle is stop trying to fight to fix it, but just work with what you have.
Keeping yourself safe.
And it is, I think, at this point where, yes, I agree. Because that is a very last resort, I think, too. But
I think it's necessary. So, y'all, Ronald says you want to go there.
What if Ronald what if he wasn't a biological father? It's almost like, what if he was a stranger? Would you accept that behavior? No, you would not.
Absolutely not.
So don't, just because there's blood in between them, think that you owe them more.
We find out Tiffany's like, this is the thing. In a way, Tiffany loves this because she gets to crucify Ronald on television, which is one of the few positives in their relationship. And she's like, you were manipulating me. You stole my debit card. You stole $250 to gamble, which means Ronald is now off the wagon.
He's relapsed.
Yes.
And so Ronald says, don't make up bullshit. And she looks at him and says, fuck you.
He hits the computer, y'all, in a very dramatic fashion.
And Sean Robinson goes...
If you're unclear, Sean Robinson shit her pants.
Because I almost shit my pants. When he did that, I was like... Because why I believe Tiffany is because she's never had this much honest rage towards him.
Oh, I believe her. I believe
she's been
her.
Wrong. I believe Tiffany, too.
It's just, though...
I don't feel sorry for her.
Every bit of things that happens to her is another feather in her cap in a weird way.
True. He kicks that computer, and Sean Robinson goes, "Oh my God!"
And as Sean Robinson tongue pops and takes us away, we bring the part one of Tell-All to a close. And I sat there staring at the screen. I might have pooped a little. Yeah. I could not believe what happened.
It was good. I'm not going to lie. It made me, but you know what? It was, what do we say in a reunion or a tell-all? We either need to find out new information or we need things to get resolved. We found out, except for Veronica, Tim and Veronica, or I'm sorry, not Tim, Justin and Veronica got resolved.
Yeah.
Basically, Sean put a nail in that and said, bye,
and
bitch.
we did find new information.
And with Natalie and with Tiffany, we found out new information.
Heads above the Below Deck Med reunion we just experienced.
And going to be 1,000 leagues probably above the Happily Ever After reunion, which I'm predicting to be just a slog of Angela walking off and on stage.
And three parts.
Like, at this point of Happily Ever After, why don't you just bring Avery and what's his name back?
Omar?
Just bring back, no, not them, the bad Avery.
Ash.
Avery and Ash. Let's
bad
just have
Avery.
them.
Bizarro Avery.
Yes, the one who would talk
the
to me
pot
at podcast movement.
And I thought, she has no idea what we said
She has
about her.
never, golly, y'all, the only remedy we need for happily ever after is the single life and Darcy and Stacy. I need it. I'm so ready for it.
And Toe, the other way, because I can finally say, this is Toe.
I know, but at least Darcy and Stacy will start in January.
That's true.
I'm so ready for them. I need our girls. I need our queens.
I wonder what's in that slot right now. Is it My Big Fat Fabulous Life?
I think
it
so,
is. Yeah. Because it's the Monday night slot, and then the Extreme Sisters is the cringe tier slot right after that. Let's be honest, it's all cringe tier.
It's all cringe tier. Y'all, that's the show. That's part 1.
It's part 1.
You can go to our website, realitygaze.com. Go to our Instagram, Reality Gaze Podcast, our TikTok, Reality Gaze. Hey, we'll see you on December 3rd in Los Angeles at Kate Casey's show. We're very excited to do that.
Someone DM'd me and asked if there was a live stream. There is not.
Y'all, we don't know. There could be. We're not running the show.
I assumed Kate Casey was not doing a live stream.
Ask Kate Casey.
That's true.
Ask her. If you're in the Facebook group, she's a member. Ask her and tag her in the Facebook group. We're very excited. And a lot of collabs and a lot of fun things. We're winding down to December, so I'm going to try to remind people in these shows, put your cares away. I try to do it too. Put your cares away and just have fun with us for an hour, so we hope that you did.
Amen.
Until then, though, we call these... Boy. I say it every time, but sometimes it just makes bile come up in me because it hits. We call these people...
these losers.
We call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love in all the wrong places, Poodle?
Yeah, and if you've ever had a red-haired woman screaming at you and you just want to press the mute button on her... That's me on a daily basis.
Get him, Maddie. Get him.
Call us.